Here on the screen you can see 3 driving test candidates leaving the Mirrabooka Department of Transport in Western Australia going for their practical driving assessments. You can see the first car leaving, so that was the first of the candidates. So the first one managed to go through the green light, while the other 2 are still in front of us here at the red light. 2 of the 3 candidates failed their driving test, but I'll tell you why. Check that cyclist out. I'll tell you about him a bit later. The intersection of Mirrabooka Avenue and Ravenswood Drive. Now the green light's on, waiting for the red arrow to disappear. It doesn't take too long. So the first out of the 2 remaining driving test candidates is moving forward, but the second car, the silver car right in front of us, should not have crossed the line until the first vehicle completely clears the intersection. Crossing the line before the vehicle in front of them clears represents immediate fail, but I'll show you a couple of other things that this driver did wrong so you can learn from it. So now it's our turn, so waiting for the traffic to clear, the dashcam is positioned a little bit further to the left so we could see pretty clearly before we proceeded. Now, we have a bit of a mystery. Stay tuned. Surely most people would assume that in front of the silver Honda, it would be an i20, white i20 that cleared the intersection just before it. But see what happens next. I assume that at this point the assessor asked the front driver, the driver in the white car, to turn right. And you can see the silver car driver is braking now, who, by the way, already failed. What's going on up there? My assumption is that the driver got asked to turn right, but there was no street on the right there. Let's check it again. See, there was no street on the right, just on the left. What else could have happened here? Do you think that the cyclist's presence could have influenced the driver's actions? By the way, the silver car driver is way too close to the car in front. You can see the distance between the shadows. He's clearly tailgating him. Shortly we'll see how closely the silver car is following you. Wow. But hold on, what is this car doing here now? This is the first car out of the 3 cars that left even before the light changed to red light. Thought it was an i20. Where did they get stuck for almost a minute? The silver Honda driver failed for crossing the line before the vehicle in front of them cleared at a no green arrow turn, and later on tailgating the driver in front. When I paused and zoomed the footage later on, I saw the i20 far ahead of both candidates who failed. But how did the middle car get there? Because that was actually the first car. The candidate either mismanaged merging traffic, which happens quite a bit. Sometimes people just freeze up when they need to merge. So we didn't see that, so we can't really tell what happened. But what happened here is pretty obvious. The assessor would have asked them to turn right. There was no street on the right side. There was only a street on the left. Or the candidate assumed they were asked to turn left and there was a cyclist coming on the left, which would have caused a confusion, especially if the learner driver candidate is not experienced, in which case assessor would have to intervene either verbally or physically. If the examiner's instruction was to turn right, there is a street further up right, but it's probably at least about 250 meters ahead. Let us know what you think. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. Thanks for watching and I'll catch you next time.